So this is One Tigris Tipinova. I got this tent because it's more of a, I suppose, a lightweight option. It's only 1.2 kilos, just single layer. Put it up really quick. That's why I got it really. It's bigger than some of the others that people tend to go for. Everyone's going for the Langshan 2, I think. But it takes ages to get it delivered from China. And it looks very, very small. 1.2 kilos. Can't really complain about that, can you? When you've got all this space. I'd rather be able to sit up, and I'd rather be able to put my things in the vestibule here at the front, big vestibule. So you can see it has not bad space inside. I've got my camping mat out ready, not touching the sides, but you can see it does have the vents at the bottom to let some air in, and it's also got these vents at the top, which I've seen people concerned about the gaps, but there's no rain getting in here. Got to get ready for the new season, haven't you? New plans. But so far, initial thoughts, all good. We're lying down now. Got plenty of room. You can see, usually lie sort of like this sort of thing. Not touching the sides. And even on this side you can see nowhere near the top. So I've got headroom. It doesn't feel like I'm sort of claustrophobic or anything. Like if I've got a bivvy, it should be the same weight. If you think about it, 1.2 kilos. You've got the headroom in this, and you've got room to, really got room to stretch out really. I'm sure I could organise it better as well. Didn't cost a fortune. It was £100, just over £100. It's only a single layer tent. Very stealthy. It's pretty stable. I've got it tied down, I think, in 4 different places to pull the sides out. I've got it pegged in as 6 pegs for the base. That's pretty much it. Maybe 4 pegs to peg it out, peg it out on the guy ropes. So it's pretty stable. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but I'm going to leave it here in the garden for a few days. It's always best to test your kit before you go, then you have confidence in being able to put it up. When I put the tent up when I'm wild camping, it's usually getting dark and trying to find a space. You need to know how to do it, and I reckon I can put this up in 5 minutes, no problem. So looking forward to some new adventures in this new tent this year. Here goes. First camp of 2021. So this is it then. I feel a little bit out of practice, I have to say. The forecast is it will go to about 3 degrees. And actually looking at the sky, it's crystal clear, so who knows, it could actually go to freezing tonight. I've got my free season sleeping bag. I've also got another sleeping bag here which I'm going to wrap around the free season, and I've also got this hammock under quilt as well, so I'll see how I get on. I've got a nice hot chocolate, I've got my iPad, I can still get my Wi-Fi signal, so what more could I want? It wasn't a bad night. It was an experience because it's the first time I've camped for a long time, and it's always a bit weird, isn't it? New surroundings. A little bit of condensation, but it's not too bad. It's inevitable that your sleeping bag is going to get slightly damp touching the side of the tent with the condensation in a small tent like this, I think. Even if you slept in a 5-star hotel, it would be a bit weird on the first night. You'd still wouldn't sleep perfectly, so obviously it was very cold. But I did do some things to try and keep the cold at bay. Again, this UL80 doesn't have a great thermal rating, which I knew about. It's very comfortable as mats go, and what I did was I did put cardboard underneath it, the old favourite. That wasn't sufficient, so if it goes to 3 degrees, just cardboard underneath this mat. I had to resort to the Trekology hammock underquilt on top of the mat. Now I had that on top of the mat. That once I put that on, that stopped the cold coming through the mat itself, so it does need something like that on top as well as a sleeping bag. It did keep out the cold, it kept out the condensation. I wouldn't say it was comfort in itself because it's still camping, isn't it? But this tent really for me is just for those through hikes where I just get my head down for a few hours. The pole is a bit inconvenient in the middle. Obviously I think you could hang this using a ridge line between a couple of trees instead. That would mean that you wouldn't need the trekking pole. If you did that, you'd have much more room. You could probably go diagonally across here. That would be the best solution, I think. That's what I'll try, I think, next time. But quality of the tent is great. I bought this tent based on what I could find watching other people's videos and doing my research. So it was my choice to buy this. I paid with my own money based on what the other alternatives were. Main considerations were to have a bit of headroom, to be able to carry the tent easily on a through hike, and also in terms of delivery. This basically was so quick, it arrived the next day. Literally, I bought it on Amazon, it literally arrived the next day. This tent's been up for I think 3 or 4 days now, so I'm going to take it down, and I feel confident, ready for my next adventure. I'd like to hear your suggestions on what your through hike preference tent is and why you decided to go for what you went for. Maybe that can help others find the best solution for what they want to do. So do put in the comments what you're looking at, what the considerations are, you know, price points, things like that. All things you have to consider, aren't they? So at the end of the day, you just got to go for one and then try it out and see how you get on. No trace. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Really looking forward to the next adventure, and I hope you can join then. So I will see you next time. Bye for now.